Hello, and welcome to the no-brainer portion of the Packs for Breakfast All-Star team of the 1991 Fleer cards. What you see before you needs really no introduction. You can read the little names at the bottom there, little names right down there at the bottom. Read those names: Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith. Two of the absolute greatest running backs to ever play the game. So when we of course get these by doing our little pack openings every Sunday, 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Sunday morning we open a bunch of packs. We create our all-star teams. These two were in those packs. Easy picks. Now, who do you take as your starter? Which one do you take? Do you take the league's all-time leading rusher, Emmitt Smith? Or do you take the guy who would have been the all-time leading rusher if he wouldn't have retired too early? Retiring after only 10 seasons, wanted out of Detroit, wasn't happy with the direction the team was going. He had struggled on bad teams for many years. They wouldn't let him out of his contract. Well, they wouldn't trade him. So he retired. Calvin Johnson did the same thing years later. So weird. Two of the greatest players at their position. I think that Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson would love to play for the 2024 version of the Lions. Could you imagine those two players on these Lions teams? But for me, the pick has always been Barry Sanders. If Barry Sanders would have played another 3 or 4 years, I think he easily would have had over 20,000 yards rushing. He was still rushing at a high level in his 10th season. Easily, I think he would have put up 1,500 yards a season and picked up another, 4,500, 5,000 yards to add to his already impressive total of 15,269. For me, Emmitt Smith always had kind of the advantage of being on great teams. He had one of the greatest offensive lines of all time in the Great Wall of Dallas. To me, it is the great. If I could pick one offensive line to start a football team with, it would be those offensive lines on those late '90s championship teams that the Cowboys had. They were so incredible, and I think it made it easier for Emmitt to kind of find the holes when they're making these massive ones. So I've always been more of a Barry Sanders guy because, in my opinion, Barry Sanders spent more time. He's probably rushed for 5,000 yards behind the line of scrimmage, just trying to escape all the people that would break through the weak Detroit offensive lines. So my choice easily is Barry Sanders. Emmitt Smith, though, is still a great choice. And honestly, if I had them both on my team, I'm running split backs. They're both starting at the same time. Because who do you focus on? It would just be an incredible sight to see those two. And to be honest, I miss watching Barry run. The highlights are great, but it's tough that you don't really have a guy like that in the NFL anymore, and you never will. I just don't think you'll ever have another Barry Sanders. I think you could find another Emmitt Smith, not as durable, won't break the rushing record by any stretch of the imagination, because Emmitt played a long time, took a lot of hits, and still had an extremely long career. So much respect to him, and he was a integral part to those championship teams. I will never say that he was just an also-ran, but to me, if Barry Sanders would have been on those teams, it would have been a different ballgame. If you disagree with me, put it in the comments below, and we'll chat there. For now, that's All-Star for now.